What's the difference between a liberal and a leftist? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I've got an article here from PragerU. Actually, it's from Daily Signal. I'll put the link in the description down below, but it was written by Dennis Prager. The title is, Use These 32 Questions to Determine Whether Someone is a Liberal or a Leftist. I've been curious about this as I see more and more liberals speaking out against what the left is doing, right? What they're allowing men to compete with women in sports, being unable to define what a woman is, right? People like Bill Maher have certainly questioned the Democrats in the last handful of years. Also, Rob Schneider, for many years, is moving more toward, what it really feels like is this, and this is what they say. They say, I didn't leave the Democratic Party left me, right? That's the general overall, consensus that I'm hearing from people that are not having what the Democrats are doing and what the left is doing. Let's get into this. The great tragedy of our time is that liberals vote left. Virtually every value liberals have held for a century is now held by conservatives and scorned by leftists. That's definitely what it seems like. It's like the continuum has moved, right? Therefore, America, in serious jeopardy of being lost, will be saved when people convince the liberals in their lives that the left, not the conservative, is their enemy. I actually tweeted that exact same quote out on my Twitter at gmarkphillips. You can also check it out on Instagram at gmarkphillips, everywhere on all socials. But I thought it was a fantastic quote because that's what I'm seeing as well. Let's continue. This process begins by establishing whether a friend or relative is a liberal or a leftist. And we're not doing this to kind of, judge them or gauge them. I'm just curious myself what the difference is. Maybe you are too. If it turns out that he or she is a liberal, it is worth engaging in respectful dialogue on the issues of the day. If the friend or relative is a leftist, you can probably only talk about innocuous subjects such as the weather, though not about global warming or sports, though not about players taking a knee during the national anthem. If you talk about the great issues of the day with a left-wing friend or relative, that could be the last time you talk to each other. He or she is likely to unfriend you, not only on social media, but also in life. Leftists generally do not dialogue. They dismiss, right? I've kind of noticed that myself. I've noticed that. Here are questions you might want to pose to friends, relatives to determine as much as for them as for you, whether they are liberal or left. Okay, and he's got it categories, the questions broken up by categories. This is the race category. Number one, many universities now have all black dormitories and some have all black graduation exercises. Do you support these developments? Number two, the University of California has declared this statement racist. And the quote is, there is only one race, the human race. Do you agree with the University of California or do you agree with the statement? Number three, is the goal of being colorblind doing one's best to ignore a person's color and concentrating only on the person's character and personality a noble goal or a racist one? Number four, do you believe the color of a person's skin tells anything of importance about that person? Number five, do you agree that all white Americans are racist? Number six, if your answer is yes, would you tell the millions of blacks in Africa and the Caribbean who wish to immigrate with an E to America, that they would be making a poor decision? If not, why? Number seven, is it possible for a black person to be a racist? Number eight, is it racist to claim that Johann Sebastian Bach, Ludwig van Beethoven, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart composed the greatest music ever composed? Number nine, is the national anthem racist? Number 10, if your answer is yes, what would you like to put in its place? Number 11, the English department at the University of Pennsylvania removed its paintings of William Shakespeare because he was a white European male. Do you agree with that decision? Okay, now we're going on to the category of America. Number 12, do you agree with the New York Times 1619 project that America was not founded in 1776, but in 1619 with the first arrival of black slaves in North America, and that the Revolutionary War was fought in order to preserve slavery? Interesting. Number 13, should statues of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln be taken down? Number 14, has the United States overall made the world a better place? Certainly debatable as we as more information comes to light. By the way, I'm going to plug the Patriot's Guide to Saving America right here. You can find out more at mypatriotguide.com. And I'm finding out some real sketchy stuff about what America's leaders have been doing while we've been distracting ourselves with bread and circuses. It's time to wake up and it's time to re-engage, my fellow Americans. We got a lot of problems in our country. Number 15, would America be better, worse, or the same as now if all Americans dropped their religion and became secular? Number 16, has capitalism been a net plus for America and the world? Number 17, everyone would like to improve America. Some would like to, in their words, fundamentally transform it. Would you? Number 18, could a good person have voted for Donald Trump in 2020? Number 19, do you believe that CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and the rest of the mainstream media are biased toward the left to try to present the news as accurately as possible, or try to present the news as accurately as possible? I know where I stand. I think they are completely biased toward the left, right? The mainstream media is largely on the left, right? Number 20, should America have full control over its borders to prevent illegal immigration? I agree with that 100%. Yes, they should. Every other country does it, and we should be doing it too, right? Number 21, there are between 11 and 30 million people in America who entered the country illegally. Wow. Should they all be put on a path to citizenship? It's a tough question. That's a complicated issue. I can't really get on either side of that one at the moment. Number 22, should those who enter America illegally be called undocumented immigrants or illegal immigrants? Semantics, right? By the way, I'm going to be doing another video here shortly about how Marxists first attack language and change language, because language is how we form ideas and communicate with one another, and that then leads to basically chaos and a destruction of a society. Don't fall for that BS. And that's what they're talking about here, undocumented immigrants versus illegal immigrants. It's all wordplay, right? Number 23, do you believe police departments should be defunded or at least have their budgets severely cut? I do not. Yeah, we have some problems. You know, we always have problems we need to work on to make better, but I don't want the criminals to be the only ones out there doing their work, right? Number 24, should the government provide vouchers to enable parents to choose what school their child attends? I haven't really thought about that one. Number 25, which school do you believe is more likely to be attacked by a gunman? One that has a sign in front that reads gun-free zone, or one that reads this school has armed personnel? It's a no-brainer to me. The one that has gun-free zone is going to be an easier target for a would-be criminal. Okay, the category of men and women. Number 26, should it be legal for a teenage girl to have her breasts surgically removed because she identifies as a male, or should there be a minimum age of 18 to 21? Right now, I think there should be a minimum age of 18 or 21. Number 27, school teachers have been told to stop calling students boys and girls because a student might not identify as either male or female. Do you agree with this policy? It's a tough one. I tend to lean toward calling them boys and girls, right? I tend to lean toward that all day long. 28, should biological males who identify as females be allowed to compete against biological females in sport? Absolutely, 100% no. If you're a man, you compete with men. If you're a woman, you compete with women. Saying you're something else or pretend that you're something else doesn't cut it. It's dangerous for the women that are competing in those sports, and it's unfair. It's unfair for a man to compete with a woman. Number 29 is the statement, men give birth, science-based. It is actually not science-based. Men cannot give birth. Number 30, do you agree with the practice of inviting a drag queen into public libraries and elementary school classrooms to conduct a drag queen story hour? No, probably not. Not important. Speech. Number 31, do you believe that free speech allows for hate speech, or should hate speech be banned? No, we need to have all free speech, right? Everyone needs to be able to speak their mind. Number 32, if you believe hate speech should be banned, who do you believe should determine what is hate speech? Therein lies the problem, right? You give more power over to your governing body, you've got a big problem. You might want to send these questions to the people in your life whose views are to the left of your own. I'm probably not going to do that because I want to get along with everyone in my friend and family circle. I'm not going to instigate it with this. This is for our information and our knowledge. At best, you and they will realize that you have more in common than either of you previously thought. At the very least, their answers will bring you both clarity, and at worst, they will explain why there is a rift between you and why you might want to restrict communication to weather, sports, recipes, and warm melodies. That's an interesting article, right? I think it sheds some light on how we can really understand the difference between a leftist and a liberal. Again, I'll put the link in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out mypatriotguide.com. Version 2 is in the works. It's filled with 26 action steps currently that you can do to save yourself, your country, and the world ultimately. And also the one action step that I feel everyone needs to do right now in order to save themselves. And then, of course, live links to a bunch of movies and documentaries that are super important that will keep you informed about what's happening in the world right now. Because remember, the Patriot Guide is not about VIOLENCE. It's about knowledge. It's about informing yourself, because guess what? Knowledge is power, and you need all the power you can get in today's world, because we are in my assessment, an information war right now. So you want to be armed with proper information. All right, thanks for listening. Leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe and turn on the bell to be notified when more videos roll out. Until next time, all the best, health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.